Hey, I'm testing it again. I got to get this lighting set up. I'm getting it adjusted a little at a time. But yeah, I'm just making sure that everything's working. Like I said, I haven't done a podcast since November of 2023. That's a long fucking time. And of course, the software updates like every 3 days. So I'm working with a completely different platform than I was for all those years. And I'm figuring it out. But it'll work. And tomorrow's show is going to be amazing. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's see, we have people here. Hello, Seth Spanner, my old buddy. Hey. So we have a great podcast tomorrow about peptides. I know everybody loves peptides. I was the first person ever podcast on radio, AM radio, to talk about peptides. Anthony Roberts came on the show, and the first peptide we talked about was GHRP6. And then after that, we talked about IGF-1 long R3. Nobody knew what I was talking about back then. Nobody was paying attention because no one knew what peptides were. We were educating people. Let's see. Lawrence Chavez, thank you for being here. You're listening since 2013. Thank you, brother. I'm back. I can't do anything else but this podcast, but I'm happy. This podcast has led to a lot of research to be done. I was talking to Ron Penna yesterday, who is an amazing human being. By the way, the only sponsor we have is Legendary Foods, and they have a new macaroni and cheese product that has amazing macros. The macaroni portion is 80% protein, and you'll think you're eating garbage, but it's so good for you and it tastes so good. They released it at the Olympia. They couldn't keep people from wanting it. It's so good. So of course we're going to be promoting everything that's Legendary Foods, as they are an exclusive sponsor, and I'm happy about that. But a show that I did about 10 years ago with Dr. Alan Dunn, where he was injecting people's knees with growth hormone, has now led to a clinical trial. And it's going to change people's lives. And no one paid attention to the study but me and Ron Penna. So there's good things have already come out of the show. Don't forget, I was the first person to talk about methylene blue. No one knew what methylene blue was when we did the first study about it, that it was a suitable to be used to treat Alzheimer's disease. And now it's like the leading nootropic. No one knew what methylene blue was when I first did the show. It was actually in 2010, I believe. I can't think of the doctor's name that I had on, but he's a famous Dr. Bruce Ames. Dr. Bruce Ames is known for two things. He created the APGAR scale that newborn babies are graded on, and he created the first carcinogenic test that you could tell if a food or a chemical was a carcinogen, that it was going to cause cancer. Brilliant man. I was so fortunate to interview him about methylene blue way back when no one knew what it was. Not Joe Rogan, no one. Not even Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We were the first one in this audience to talk about methylene blue. And there's a lot of firsts that I was involved in. I never got any credit for it. I just didn't have the popularity, but I have people like you who have been listening to the show. You know, I did this show for 18 years. I started in 2005, November of 2005. And so I'm going to add to the knowledge base, and I'm very happy and I'm very proud. And I'm so fortunate to have those of you who will listen. Tomorrow's show is going to be great. Thymosin beta 4 is quite possibly the most overlooked peptide for anti-aging. We're going to talk about studies that show that it literally switches on neonatal genes that can repair organs. And the guy that I'm talking with is a brilliant guy. He's been creating peptides for decades. He was the guy who created all the peptides for TaylorMade back in the day when TaylorMade came on the scene and was selling all of us great peptides. This is the guy who built them. He's the guy who ran their amino acid combiner, and he's still doing it. He has a pharmacy today. He has a lab, and he's doing some amazing things. And he's never gotten a lot of credit because he's always been the guy in the background. But we're going to give him credit because he's brilliant. And we're going to talk about thymosin beta-4. When we're done talking about thymosin beta-4, none of you are going to want to buy TB500 anymore. You're going to want to buy real thymosin beta-4. It's not that easy because most companies make TB500. So we'll get into it. So I hope you show up for my maiden voyage tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m., right? 10? 3 hours different, 11, 12, 1 p.m. Eastern. And it'll be on the this YouTube channel. And then we'll circulate it after that. I'll repost it other places. And thank those of you who are here and will be here moving forward. I can't thank you enough. I really can't, because I lost so much money and time working on Gun Leash. And I've spoken to so many politicians, Rand Paul, Thomas Massie. At the end of the day, I have a legitimate device that will reduce gun crime in America. No one gives a shit. No one. It makes me wonder. They don't want gun crime to go away. They must make money, raising money, fighting different politicians, because we could actually 1 million guns a year, 1 fucking million guns a year fall into criminal hands because they're lost, left behind in bathrooms, or stolen from unlocked cars. Think about this. Like, people are so fucking irresponsible with their guns. They're driving gun crime. They're giving the guns to the criminals. The ATF published a study. 70% of the handguns confiscated from criminals were previously owned, but then lost or stolen. And they estimate, the ATF estimates 700,000 handguns a year are just lost, left behind. 200 to 300,000 a year we know are stolen, and they're all stolen from cars. And nobody gives a shit. I mean, nobody cares. The gun owners are not responsible. People like to say, oh, I'm a responsible gun owner. If they were really a responsible gun owner, they would have a gun leash on every fucking gun sold. Just like you have seatbelts in every car sold. The same thing happened in the 60s. People were going through the windshields because cars were faster. They had more power, muscle cars. And what did they do? They put seatbelts in. Anyway, I'm coming back to Superhuman Radio. It's where I belong. I belong with you guys, and that's where I'm staying. Okay, I'm going to stop this now. And this was just a second test. I'll get the lighting figured out before tomorrow. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be amongst friends. That's the God's honest truth. This past year has been horrible. Between sepsis, spine surgery, I still can't walk straight. I'm working on it. I'm training. I'm doing what I can, but it's a lot of hard work, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys. Okay, thank you for checking in. Thank you.